Better safe than sorry, right? Let's switch it out. First one. Just me. Yeah, just a. Yeah.
Just a star. Star is born.
When the Rowdies play soccer, it's a sight to behold. You'll swear they'll be devils with magic clothes. You'll laugh, you'll cheer, you'll leap from your seats when they kick with their heads instead of their feet.
Welcome to the field, the Charleston Battery.
We're getting ready for the second half of a Saturday daily double here in downtown St. Pete after the Tampa Bay Rays do their thing. It's the Tampa Bay Rowdies hosting the Charleston Battery. Hello, everybody. Great to have you with us. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. Definitely a different tone set in practice this week by the Rowdies coming off their first loss of the year against North Carolina. Ryan, what did you make of that first setback a week ago?
Well, the once iron-tight defense of this Rowdies team were exploited last week against North Carolina. Look for Coach Collins and Papi Diakite and his merry men to get back to basics on the defensive end. On the offensive end, look for Zach Steinberger and Sebastian Guenzati to create offense for this Rowdies team and for them to be aggressive against this tired Charleston Battery team.
Right now, the Battery on the edge in 8th place as they head into this all-important game here in Tampa Bay. Arthur Bosua, though in his first season for the Battery, doing a great job with 3 goals.
Arthur Bosua is a poacher of goals. The big number 9 has 3 goals in 11 appearances thus far. Look for him to take the pressure off of this Battery team. They're going to play it up long to him, and he's going to hold it up and create offense for them in the last third. The big South African is going to be the danger man tonight for this Battery team.
Meanwhile, for the Rowdies, every time Zach Steinberger has had his number called, he has made something happen.
Zach Steinberger is going to use his veteran leadership to lead this Rowdies team. He fills the gaps for Coach Collins, and he's going to be the man to replace Andrew Tenari tonight and create the offense for this Rowdies team.
So the Rowdies taking on Charleston. How will Tampa Bay respond after suffering their first loss of the season 1 week ago? We're about to find out. The Rowdies and Charleston kickoff next from Al Lang Stadium in just a moment.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics right here in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
At Morgan Auto Group, we have one goal: being the one dealer you turn to for all of your automotive needs. We have over 30 dealerships and more than 20 brands. and thousands of vehicles to choose from at prices that won't have your budget in the box. With guarantees that give you more than just peace of mind.
Nice hockey reference.
Just putting the biscuit in the basket, Tyler.
Nobody says that right.
Agree to disagree? Because when you make it Morgan,
We make it happen.
This is my kind of happy hour.
My kind of joyride.
My kind of nightlife.
Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, that's my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
Alling Stadium ready to rock and roll. Tampa Bay Rowdies hosting the Charleston Battery as we get you ready with our formations brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. For Charleston, couple of subs will start. Guys who usually come off the bench, but tonight AJ Patterson and Nick Daly are in that starting 11. Bosua, former Columbia star, and Kuzminski, 6'4", in goal for the Battery. And for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, Zach Steinberger will get the start in the midfield. Brandon Allen, a rare start at forward up top. And Dominic Aduro, number 18, was spectacular last week, distributing. He'll hope to do the same here tonight. Before we get started, let's send it down on the pitch to the third member of our crew. Welcome, Heather Donnelly.
Hey, Drew. Tonight is a rare 6:30 kickoff. It's an hour earlier than usual, and that's because today was a doubleheader with the Tampa Bay Rays. Fans had the opportunity to buy a ticket package to both games. The Rays took on the Los Angeles Angels at 1 o'clock today over at the Trop, and head coach Neil Collins did the first pitch, or first kick, as they were calling it. He told us yesterday that he was actually more nervous to do that than he was for tonight's game here at the Rowdies. He did a pretty good job. Not quite a strike, but that's all right, coach. And then Ralph Small was also over there showing their support for the Rays, but they're still here in full force, so it looks like they saved a little bit of energy for the Rowdies game, luckily. Guys?
Heather, thanks. Just an incredible day here in Tampa Bay. Neil Collins, second season for the Rowdies. Mike Anhauser is a former Charleston Battery player, spent 6 seasons there, won an NCAA collegiate soccer title at Indiana back in 1988. He leads Charleston. Just about set to go from Tampa Bay. The Rowdies and the Battery all-time. Tampa Bay with only 1 victory over Charleston, hoping to change that here tonight. We're underway from downtown St. Pete. Officiating crew tonight led by Michael Radchuk. Here's our head official, Schwartzel and Hamill also on the crew. Tonight, the Rowdies trying to mend some wounds from yesterday. Ryan, how are they going to go about doing it?
Well, after a week to just sit and stew over their first loss of the season, look for the Rowdies to be aggressive tonight. Sort of force the tempo against this tired Battery team. Try to get up in the last third, put the pressure on early, and take advantage of this home crowd, this half Tampa Bay Ray crowd and half Rowdy crowd here tonight in our land.
Trying to get behind here, it's Daly racing towards the net. He'll shoot and just send it right. So already that back line tested, as the Rowdies will look to have some extra effort here tonight.
Yeah, they have to put out the effort early tonight. They're the ones with fresh legs, while the Charleston Battery are going to have to fight that fatigue. Just finishing a grueling 120-minute US Open Cup match on Thursday night, which they lost to Atlanta United. They have to come to Arlang in 2 days' time and play the Rowdies here in Arlang Stadium.
First whistle and a hold here. Higashi gets called for it for Charleston. When you look at the numbers of a week ago, there's the injury story with Siaj, Fernandez, Tenari, and Kone. None to report for Charleston. But when you look at the numbers from last week, even though the Rowdies lose 3-1, still a lot of statistics in their favor.
On the offensive end, the Rowdies did everything they're supposed to do. 480 passes completed. I mean, that's the 4th highest they've had all season long. 17 shots, that's the 2nd highest for the entire season. So on the offensive end, they did everything right. They just fell short on the defensive end.
Ball sent in, Najim on the ground. David Najim back in the starting lineup for the Rowdies. They're thrilled to see him back after international duty with Afghanistan.
Well, David Najim making the long flight back from Afghanistan. May have a little bit of jet lag to deal with tonight. He's in the starting lineup and looking to make an impression.
Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, and Heather Donnelly, thrilled you're here. 86 degrees right now on the pitch. It is definitely a humid Saturday. Feels like it is in the mid-90s. Good news, though, the sun not out in full force. You can tell, a little overcast here at Al Lang Stadium, but should be just a fabulous evening of football as Caleb Richards distributes to his left, and now Najim works for Tampa Bay. Good distribution early on for the Rowdies.
So important for Gwenzati to be lively in the last third. Can't stand still.
This is Johnson, tries to get one in. Inside the 18, trying to chase it down. A little bit of contact in there. And Rowdies with Brandon Allen trying to get to it.
Oh, great outlet there by Charleston. Ball's out of play.
Well, Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship in many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. The leader in soccer quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, go to SelectSportAmerica.com. That's SelectSportAmerica.com.
Well, tough tackles going on in the center circle here. Looks like Malik Johnson was trying to get something back for Zach Steinberger. Looks like it's a young number 12, Vincenzo Candela, the U23 Colombian, the heart and soul of this Charleston Battery midfield.
Quadro Poku now operating for the home side. And this is Richards as well. Caleb Richards, very quietly having a great season, the leader in minutes for the Rowdies. Poku now circling around. He has got a little bit of space to work with, trying to sneak one into Gwenzati. And they have a high kick here. The whistle did come a little bit late.
Yeah, referee trying his best to play the advantage. As soon as he saw there was no advantage to be played, just blew the whistle. The Rowdies take the free kick quickly.
Sebastian Gwenzati once again wearing the armband. Nice work. He'll try and cross one. Najim trying to get free. Sends one over the crossbar. Kuzminski watches it sail over. Best opportunity so far for the Rowdies.
Well, great job by El Capitan. Like we said, has to be lively in the last third of the field. Linking up with Malik Johnson. And then playing a lovely ball into David Najim, who just lifted his head too soon and lofted it over the bar.
Joe Kuzminski, 6'4", only 185 pounds. Tall, lanky. Rowdies will hope to make him really move side to side as often as possible here tonight.
Well, Drew, just a little bit of a tidbit here. When wearing the stripes, Charleston Battery are 4 wins. And oh, by the way, that is the Phantom of the Opera himself, Malik Johnson, with his ever-popular mask after that nasty injury over in Oklahoma in the US Open Cup.
And also one on the other side, too. Taylor Mueller sporting one for Charleston, as we'll have the first corner kick of the match for the Rowdies. Continue.
Yeah, so when the Charleston Battery wear their natural yellow and black stripes, 4 wins, 1 loss, 5 draws. When they wear their white strips, 1 win, 2 losses, no draws. So, unfortunately for them tonight, they're wearing the white strips.
Steinberger to put it in motion for the Rowdies. talking to for Poku and also Mueller. As Morad comes up. Zach Steinberger, the lone goal last week for the home side. Johnson tries to get up. And this will be cleared by Mueller. Oh, ball put in play. Here's Steinberger coming over. Tries to get a piece of it. And we'll have another corner for the Rowdies.
Well, that ball fell kindly for Zach Steinberger in the right place at the right time. Kyle Nelson challenging Diakite, and it falls for Steinberger. Just couldn't get the shot on frame.
Caleb Richards working with his left foot.
Such a calm character, Caleb Richards. From England, coming over from Norwich on loan.
Well, considering the way the Rowdies started last week, I would say that the pace so far, lightning fast for the home side. You can tell Coach Collins drilling it into the head of Tampa Bay all week. Hey, we have got to start better.
But just like they did last week, the possession is fine. Everyone seems to want to get on the ball. Just have to take advantage of those chances.
Oh, nicely done. Richards trying to get it to Gonzati as he whips around and sends it over the goal. We'll have another corner for the home side.
Oh, great tackle by the captain, Mueller. Gonzati, here's Caleb Richards just slipping it into El Capitan. And there's Mueller with a lunging tackle.
Kuzminski put on goal here early. Just underway at Al Lang Stadium. Tampa Bay Rays on the short end of a 5-3 game earlier today to the Anaheim Angels. Rowdies trying to do their part here in their home contest as Zach Steinberger will put it in motion. He'll be the in-swinger here.
What a plus to have Zach Steinberger backing up Andrew Tanari. Just lots of quality on this Rowdies team.
This one sent far. Sent on the ground, and now back to Candela for Charleston. Rowdies will not let the battery transition, though, as they apply the pressure. And once again, the Rowdies will have a corner. They are really the aggressor here in the first 10 minutes.
Well, this is what we expected. These tired legs of the battery team have to try to weather this storm of this home team for the Rowdies. Zach Steinberger and company are not going to let them out of their own half.
See Poku, middle of the 18. Brandon Allen also, a guy that's looking to get going left side of your screen for Tampa Bay, wearing number 10. Allen, it's in his neighborhood, getting up for it. Allen tried a little spin back, and you saw Diakite also get that first touch. No damage done in the end.
Well, Coach Collins really wants the center-backs to get more goals on set pieces. Excellent service, great header. Here it is. Looks like a towering header by Diakite. And Brandon Allen almost got on the end of it. And in the end, it's a goal kick for Charleston, who might get out of their own half here.
So you mentioned the fatigue. For those of you who don't know, and those just joining us, Charleston played less than 48 hours ago up in Atlanta in the Open Cup against an MLS side. And not only was it a 90-minute contest, it went 120 minutes. So to say that they're a little bit fatigued and weary is an understatement. And the Rowdies looking to take advantage of that with a lot of reserves on the field.
That's right. And but Charleston, to their credit, they're going to try to absorb that pressure and try to counter-attack with Nicky Daly and Arthur Bosua. And it's up to the Rowdies to try to pin them back and avoid the counter-attack, avoid any sort of forward movement, and just keep the pressure on.
Now the battery trying to get something working. McCarthy will come up and put out the fire for the Rowdies. Now Poku, a little bit ahead that time as Poku goes down right inside the center circle. And the foul will be called right there by our lead official, Michael Radchuk.
Interesting player, Kwadwo Poku. He's the type of player that's more of an attacking midfielder, but plays deeper in this Coach Collins system. So he has that ability to dribble and get himself out of trouble in his own half. so he can start the attack and really start to create some numbers for this Rowdies team. Playing deep in his own half. Here he is on the ball.
Richards looking for Steinberger, and the ball wound up at the feet.
We talk about Candela being an engine, just like Dominic Duro. It's going to be a great matchup tonight.
Now it's Najim.
Here he is again.
And Candela, number 12. One of those gritty, gutty players you love to have on your side. This is Daly now, and sliding is Diakite. Crowd loves it here in the 13th minute. Let's check in with Heather.
Drew, the Rowdies were obviously disappointed coming off of last week's loss against North Carolina FC, ending that 13-game unbeaten streak. But this week, goalkeeper John McCarthy said they don't need to do anything differently to bounce back from that game. They said all season long, all 11 starters and the guys that come in off the bench have been doing a really great job, and he says they just need to keep up the exact same defensive effort that they've been giving all season long. So not too much different tonight coming off that loss.
Yeah, good stuff, Heather. Also had a chance to ask Coach Collins about it. I said, Coach, do you feel a sense of relief that now you got that first loss in league play out of the way? And he wanted nothing to do with that. He said, no, we want to win every single time out, and we have gone back to the basics this week.
Talk about creating a culture, creating a template for victory, for winning. Coach Collins has shown in almost just 6 months what he can do on and off the field. And that's just another example of how he's trying to influence this group. He says they're a lot better than they think they are. And everybody from top to bottom has to contribute. Next man up sort of attitude on this Rowdy team.
So now it's Candela for Charleston. First corner for the visitors. And this ball driven. Top of the 6th that time. Rowdies will clear it. Temporarily, at least, as Angelo Kelly will run it down. Kwadwo Poku, this is where he is at his best. So athletic and so just dynamic for Tampa Bay.
Well, this is where the battery don't want to get caught in any sort of counter-attack, where they have to run back, full sprint. They want to be the ones to be sitting back and counter-attacking on the Rowdies. Don't want to get caught short-handed on their defensive end.
Najim sharing. Back to Richards, who is so much a quarterback of the offense. Caleb Richards, I'm talking for the Rowdies. Mature beyond his years. Now the Rowdies trying to make a turn here, and we'll have another foul, a little collision there in the neighborhood of Aduro.
Physicality has been the MO of this Rowdy team, especially at the beginning of the season. That's going to be their MO as long as Coach Collins is at the helm.
Attacking now, Charleston. Rowdies retreating frantically. Diakite there. Oh, great save by McCarthy. Here's the rebound shot. McCarthy with his hands on it once more.
It's the Japanese veteran, Higashi, with the shot. And here comes the follow-up by Candela, the Colombian. And John McCarthy had to be at his very best with the double save. A good shot of Higashi there. And now John McCarthy.
Keep in mind, McCarthy was absolutely invincible in the first 13 USL contests for the Rowdies. And last week, finally looked human. Conceded 3 times. And one of those, that final goal by North Carolina, certainly one that McCarthy would like to have back. So the first off night for number 1. Good start here so far. Candela, another corner.
Great header by a duo. And here's Malik Johnson.
Coaching staff just waiting for Malik Johnson to really have his moment for the Rowdies. He's been so impressive during the preseason. A couple players get airborne that time. There's an errant pass by Poku.
Great physicality in the air by the Rowdies defense, but careless pass by Poku. Just shows that once that ball is in the air, the Rowdies team are committed to winning those aerial duels. They were down on their average last week against North Carolina. Slipped a little bit with their aerial duels, but seems to be very committed here tonight once that ball goes in the air.
Rowdies winning it back now here in the 18th minute. Najim. I like the chemistry between Caleb Richards and David Najim here early on. For Najim, it's like he has not missed a beat.
Just getting the opportunity to get that international experience with the Afghanistan versus Dagestan a week ago is really going to help any player to get that sort of opportunity.
Najim very calmly possessing here. Steinberger sending it wide. Battle now in the corner. This is Richards, and it'll be sent out by Cal Nelson. Hey fans, follow the Rowdies and the rest of USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home of USL, MLS, UFC, and much more. Join the over 2 million fans who've discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
Well, back comes up Diakite and the center backs trying to get something here on this corner.
Diakite gets up, and Zadi chasing it down for the Rowdies. Now it's Aduro. Ball driven inside the box. Oh, nice attempt that time. And getting up for the Rowdies was Tarek Morad.
Good cross by Aduro and excellent defended by the Trinidadian Cal Nelson, number 3. Just getting up, just having a presence on Tarek Morad's back is enough to throw him off balance and not get a clean header on it. This Charleston Battery team has an interesting formation. Very comfortable with 3 center backs, just like the Rowdies. They play sort of a 3-4-3 with having the big Arthur Bosua up at that center forward spot, and he tries to nod the ball down to Nike Daly and Katsuro Higashi, and those two try to get into those pockets just in front of the back 3 for the Rowdies. So look for Higashi and Daly to cause some trouble in the last third as Bosua looks to nod it down for them.
Talked about the game a few nights ago for Charleston, the loss to Atlanta in Open Cup play. Their last USL contest against Birmingham last week, and a 3-1 victory. So 5-3-5 on the season, 20 points tallied so far for this Charleston side. Rowdies with 29 still in first place, but they have got to stay in front and bounce back here tonight. Looking for contact, Rowdies not going to get it. Another counter chance for the Battery, and they have got numbers. Candela will let it go on the ground, and it will get by McCarthy. McCarthy should have reeled that one in, but it'll be a corner for the Battery.
So that all started with a great tackle by Romario Pigot, just getting in on Dominic Aduro, shoulder to shoulder, no foul there. The referee was right on the spot. And Vincenzo Candela is what we call a grounders. That ball just skimming across the grass and causing McCarthy to take a conservative save there.
Well, you see Poku getting really physical right now inside the box with A.J. Patterson. Here's Candela, only 5'8". He is a spark plug for Charleston. Very crowded in front of the Rowdies box right now. Let's just sail over. Higashi will try and chase it down, and we'll check in with Heather.
Well, as we've mentioned, tonight's kickoff was an hour earlier than usual, and we thought that that would have an impact on the temperature here tonight. We thought that hour extra would make it so much hotter here at Outline Stadium. And the Rowdies said that could actually work to their advantage, that they could use their fitness. And they're used to playing in the heat. But it's actually overcast right now, and it's not much hotter than it usually is at a 7:30 kickoff. I think the advantage is really with the fans and also with Joe Kuzminski, because if it wasn't overcast, that setting sun, whichever goalkeeper is in that eastern goal has a tough time when the sun is setting, but right now it's overcast and he is in good shape as far as visibility right now. He doesn't have to deal with that setting sun just yet, guys.
Good stuff.
The beautiful quirks of Outline Stadium has its own little character and personality. Yes, the sun will cause problems on that eastern end.
Richards again sharing with Najum. 23rd minute. Still in the first half. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly. Rowdies looking for their first goal. Charleston has had a few opportunities. Good play so far from John McCarthy. Rowdies keeper, Poku now will send it right. Switch the point of attack, Morad. And now Johnson. Nicely done that time from Richards, setting up the header. Brandon Allen surging forward, trying to dial it up, just couldn't get it on frame.
Well, Tariq Morad was amazing there, just making some room for himself, and a lovely little dink. There it is again, a lovely dink into the 18-yard box, and Brandon Allen right up past the penalty spot. Point blank header, heads it over bar, and he's going to wish he can get that one back. Head in his hands after that one. So last week, the Rowdies allowing 3 goals for the first time all season long. And thus far, it looks like Caleb Richards, Tariq Morad, and Pape Diakite are back to business.
Now it's Quinzati with Steinberger. Steinberger watches it to his feet. Nothing doing there as Higashi tries to come up with it. There's Najum. He is really active here thus far, and he wins it back for the Rowdies.
Well, Higashi went down kind of easily, and the referee wasn't buying it.
One game already completed. North Carolina, they are red hot right now. Taking down Swope Park 2-0. Rowdies with Quinzati now trying to turn. And North Carolina side, I'm telling you, they were very impressive last week. I think the Rowdies can certainly hang with them in the future, but the display they put on a week ago, I think, was certainly getting a lot of attention around the league.
Just an excellent tactical display on the road, keeping it conservative. As much possession as the Rowdies had, North Carolina kept the ball in front of them and came away with a valuable win.
Poku trying to send one through. Triple team that time, and won by the battery. You mentioned Rowdies conceding 3 times last week. You know how this game is. It can be so funny. Remember, they did not concede 1 time in the entire month of May. And then one match, you concede 3 times. That's certainly a mental aspect there you got to deal with, right, and get back on track.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with attitude. You know, you can have one night where you slip, but in this USL league where it's so competitive, if you blink twice, you're down 2 or 3-0. And this Rowdies team have a whole week to go back and just stew on it. And now it seems that they've corrected things so far in the first 26 minutes. Or it's business as usual.
Rowdies still with a goal differential of plus 14 on the season. 21 goals scored, only 7 conceded. So 3-1 there. Duro sends it over to Poku, and Rowdies will possess once again. Couple losses Rowdies have had this year, one in Open Cup play, the other in USL action. OKC Energy, and then North Carolina a week ago. Maduro with some time. Rowdies calmly playing it, and now it's Morad. You knew that this game tonight would sort of go this way. As you see, Johnson trying to find some space. Kuzminski deflecting it.
Well, Malik Johnson, what a breath of fresh air for this Rowdies team. Coming in late, recovering from injury, and he is just so quick and slippery on that right side.
Rowdies trying to flick one on. Kuzminski coming up one more time to take care of it.
A beautiful dink by Brandon Allen. Just ball played to the feet of the big number 10, and he turns with a delicate chip. Just couldn't get Gwenzati in. The Rowdies showing some adventure in the last third.
Coach Collins talked about how this best quality of the Rowdies, Najim going down and in some pain.
Well, the tackle was late and it was heavy from Kyle Nelson. And that, my friends, is not jet lag. Heavy tackle by the number 3. And David Najim is going to feel that one tomorrow morning.
Najim has already come back one time this year, as we're going to have our first discipline here. See Kyle Nelson carded up in the 29th minute, so a Ford's Garage yellow card issued to Nelson here in minute 29.
Well, referee Michael Radchuk took his time, assessed the situation, and thought it was enough to put number 3 in the books.
Ford's Garage, proud sponsor Tampa Bay Rowdies, sponsoring our yellow cards this season. Ford's Garage, great place to go get a nice, big, fat, juicy cheeseburger. Sounds good right about now.
Sounds like a plan to me, Drew.
See you there after the match.
Amen.
Now it's Morad working. Here's Richards. Najim right back to Caleb. Rowdies working it right now. Can they stick one in the back of the net, though? Here's Johnson. Johnson calmly sending it back. And now we'll try and drive one in. Oh, Kuzminski rising above once again. Gwenzati so close.
Well, Tariq Morad had acres of space on time and just overhit that cross. As Kuzminski just gobbled that one up.
We invite you to tune into ESPN3 on June 18th, just a few days from now. It's a special Tuesday edition of Wednesday Night Soccer as Reno hosts Phoenix Rising in a showdown between two of the best in the West. The week's best match on Wednesday Night Soccer this Tuesday, June 18th, 10:30 p.m., ESPN3.
Good tackle by Diakite, Aduro to Poku, and off they come.
Oh, great ball there. Saw Steinberger come back, sort of reset things. Rowdies in transition now. Malik Johnson. Johnson again, just having a hard time possessing it. Seems like he's a little hesitant, Ryan, when to actually attack and when to try and drive one in. There's the dominant possession numbers thus far.
Well, with 480 passes last week completed, now the Rowdies have an 80% possession advantage, taking that same mindset as they did against North Carolina to the battery tonight.
Steinberger setting up the header. Nelson flying in at the last moment. Diakite going to get called for a foul here. That's going to go the other way. Oh, Pape. Pape's going to get a call here. Look, maybe be a little fortunate that time.
Referee Radchuk was not happy with Nicky Daly's, I believe, use of the elbows to try to screen that ball.
Steinberger again. Oh, nice touch to Gwenzati. Gwenzati tried to cross it over. Rowdies a little bit hesitant in that final third at the moment. Steinberger again, though. Send it in with the left foot. Try to get it to Gwenzati again. Looked like a near handball that time. Rowdies will keep possession, no call. And we'll check momentarily on the player down. And the Rowdies so far with 9 shots.
9 shots to 4. But you want to see players when they get into that 18-yard box to try to make some room for themselves and have a shot. Looking to pass inside the 18-yard box may not be the best solution. When you get that far in, try to make some space and shoot.
Let's check in with Heather here in the 32nd minute.
Well, Drew, tonight's match is the inaugural match of the No Quarter Derby. There's a new supporters trophy created for this matchup by both teams' supporters group, Ralph's Mob and the Skyway Casuals for the Rowdies, and then Queen Anne's Revenge and the Regiment for Charleston. The trophy is a pirate's chest because both teams have a seafaring history, and the losing team supporters group are going to have to fill it up with local spirits and then give it to the winning team supporters group. The winner is going to be determined by the aggregate score of the two matches between the Rowdies and Charleston. So tonight is match number 1, and then this thing will be finished off on August 3rd at Charleston.
Thanks so much, Heather. Great stuff there as Najam continues to share with Richards. Kuzminski now will collect for Charleston. Hard to believe, Rowdies have played this Charleston Battery franchise 6 times, only had 1 victory in the process, 4 losses and 1 draw. It's one of those rivalries where they just have not been fully able to figure out what Charleston has been cooking.
You know, full credit to this Battery club, though. They're a proud club since 1993. And have always been in the quest for the playoff spot. They've won a couple titles already in this USL Championship and always seem to be in the running year in, year out. So full credit to the ownership of the Charleston Battery.
Certainly a model franchise for all USL franchises to follow. Diakite with Aduro now. Poku trying to work those creases. Again, here's Johnson on that right side. Johnson getting a lot of attention. And a little bit of pushing and shoving and some frustration here with Malik Johnson. 21-year-old, remember, started the match with the mask on. Already it has come off.
Malik Johnson has had enough of the mask and has ended up in some blade of grass somewhere on this ground. And speaking about masks, you know, we all comment on Malik Johnson's mask, but Thomas Mueller literally says, "Hold my bear, let me show you what a mask looks like." And the Lone Ranger for this Charleston Battery team is playing in the back line, just to let everyone know. Thomas Mueller, number 4, there he is. That is an impressive mask.
Like a superhero.
It is.
Why not go nice and fashionable? Rowdies now trying to turn around here into the attack, stepping out of bounds. At that time, it was Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen, 3 goals overall this year, 2 of them coming in U.S. Open Cup play. 1 of them coming earlier this season to Atlanta United. What does he have to do to really get involved?
Well, they say scoring goals is like a ketchup bottle. You gotta keep squeezing it, squeezing it, squeezing it. Keep doing the right things, and the ketchup will come, just like goals. So Brandon Allen has to keep making the runs, keep making himself available, keep shooting, and eventually the goals will go in. But that takes discipline and effort. And Brandon Allen, being a proven goal scorer, has to be up to the task. Now Malik Johnson has come onto this left-hand side where he was so effective against North Carolina last week. It looked like Coach Collins has made the adjustment.
Contact right there. Official not buying. Looked like Guenzati was hammered from behind. Rowdies will play on here in the 32nd. Easily could have been a PK.
Yeah, ball played.
Richards. See Guenzati, just feel any moment he is going to shake free. And again, Malik Johnson struggling to maintain possession.
That's something that Coach Collins is going to live with. As the ball played inside, here's Guenzati and Nelson right on his back, just making his presence felt. Saber Guenzati not happy with the contact. Here's Nelson, the Trinidad and Tobago native.
Now talk about Nelson, also Leyland Archer, College of Charleston product. representing his country at the moment. Ball sent in. Allen waiting for it again. Flicked over. Johnson getting a piece, and the Rowdies will win it right back. Again, a little bit of a careless pass that time by Richards.
Looks like the Rowdies just trying to get a little bit of fatigue here after forcing the action for the first 35 minutes.
Well, there are two huge losses for the Rowdies this week, in case you haven't noticed. Leo Fernandez has not played the last couple outings for Tampa Bay, so we sort of expected him to still be out of action. But Andrew Tenari is the other. He has been such a difference maker this year for the Rowdies, trying to make do without him. Here's Johnson now, getting it into the 18 and sending it out to Poku. Poku slipping through. Trying to send it right. It'll be tapped out. The Rowdies will toss it in, but losing Tenari certainly is not something you just snap your fingers and recover from.
Well, Leo Fernandez and Andrew Tenari combined for 8 assists this season. They're the two playmakers for this team. They create by dribbling and they create by passing. You take those two factors away and you have a pretty predictable team, as they would say, in the last third of the field. So that's why Kwadwo Poku and Sebastian Gwenzati have to form these little triangles with Brandon Allen, try to get some 1-2s at the top of the box and create something in this last third.
Oh, beautiful ball this time. Gwenzati slipping in. He'll shoot and score! Rowdies on the board first.
Well, we talked about El Capitan being lively in the last third. Ball goes out to Malik Johnson, the quick pass into Seba Gwenzati. He cuts inside and he hammers it past the keeper. Kuzminski got a touch on the ball, but it came at him so quickly and it went through the wickets. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Goal number 7 for El Capitan, Sebastian Gwenzati. He has been just a model representative of this franchise so far this season.
Well, he continues his efforts, his leadership up front. He sets the example with his movement, his willingness to make the extra effort, and it pays off yet again for this Rowdy team.
So Rowdies on the board. Ralph's mob is rocking Al Link Stadium alive and well. What a beautiful goal.
What a beautiful setup. Malik Johnson, excellent vision. Just clipping it inside, one touch into the path of Gwenzati. He did a great job getting past that first defender.
Now it's Johnson, lots of space to work with. Look at the speed. Ball will get away from him though a little. And he's 21 years old. We've seen sort of flashes, some flashes from him, flashes of brilliance, and then sometimes you scratch your head. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Junior Fleming a year ago. He's only 21 years old again, but what do you think he needs to fine-tune?
Well, that raw talent just needs to be harnessed. I know he came back from injury. It's only his 3rd game or 4th game for the Rowdies this season. His touch is a little bit heavy. It has to be refined. So when he's running with pace, the ball has to be kept closer to his shoelaces. And that's going to come with time. But just a lot of potential for Malik Johnson and this Rowdy team.
It was such a force for Toronto. Played tremendous against the Rowdies last season.
So much so he got a Canada U20 call-up. So his native country seeing that potential.
Johnson sliding it back. Richards holding it for the Rowdies. 42nd minute, approaching halftime here. Rowdies in front. Started this match an hour earlier this week. Fans comfortable here. Overcast skies in downtown St. Pete. Here's Johnson. trekking back, and he'll continue to reset for the home side, just dominating possession again.
Kyle Nelson is doing a great job on that right-hand side for this Battery team. Whatever wave comes at him, he seems to be there. The Rowdies favoring this Malik Johnson side.
Here's, look like Steinberger. Steinberger again will drive this one. Aduro, little touch, looking for Richards. Richards trying to give it a ride, and it will head out of bounds in another Rowdies corner. Let's send it down on the pitch. Heather, what's coming up at halftime?
Oh, we've got lots coming up at halftime, Drew. Right here after the whistle, after the first half ends, I'll catch up with Rowdies head coach Neil Collins. The Rowdies will tell us about their favorite sports teams, other than the Rowdies, of course. We'll preview the USL's new podcast, Steal Some Time, with Kelsey Steele. Of course, we'll see the highlights and stats from the first half, and we're even going to try to catch up with Rays pitcher Tyler Glasnow, who was tonight's honorary captain. So an action-packed halftime for you, so stay tuned.
Lots coming your way at halftime. Certainly want to stick around for that. Here's Richards with Guenzotti. Richards looking for Steinberger. Steinberger watches it go over. It'll belong to Charleston. And I'll tell you what, we talked about Zach Steinberger in the open. His feet are so soft, and he just always seems to be under control. I love what he's doing right now.
He has that intangible quality of being in the right place at the right time for a midfielder, which is tough to do because they have so much ground to cover. But all that experience, all that game time that he's had under his belt, he uses it so smartly. And like you said about that deft touch that he has around the last third of the field, such a plus to have for this Rowdy team.
So throwing right in front of Coach Collins for Charleston. Battery, ball will slip through, look out. Retreating was Diakite.
Oh, so
McCarthy takes a deep breath.
Pape Diakite is back to his own goal, a foot away from the line, and he just calmly plays it out to the side. The big Senegalese is a cool customer back there.
What would the Rowdies be without the great wall of Diakite? Michael Landhauser, meanwhile, for Charleston, part of the USL Hall of Fame. Great run in this league. And now leading one of the most historic franchises in the Battery.
And a respected ex-Battery player as well.
Yep.
Played 5 years for this Charleston team. And also the general manager of this team. Controls all player operations and movements.
A beautiful stadium they've had in Charleston for such a long time. Saw Poku discussing things with our officials, and now we are in extra time. Only 1 minute of stoppage time here. Rowdies still with a 1-0 edge.
So Drew, they're going to talk about favorite teams at the halftime. Any thoughts on your favorite team?
I got so many. So many. I'm sort of a fair weather fan, you know, teams that are doing well. Cheer for them.
Always guaranteed to have a good season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes it easy. See if the Rowdies can muster up one more opportunity. Here before we head to the locker rooms, Aduro switching things over.
Excellent game management by the Rowdies. As this time ticks down, just keeping possession, making Charleston move from left to right, wearing those tired legs down.
Now Richards moving forward. See if the Rowdies can get at least a shot on goal here. Najum right back, and the referees will blow it dead. Richards won't get that opportunity. But after 1/2 and a minute of stoppage, Rowdies lead 1-0. Let's send it to Heather with Coach Collins.
Coach, how important was it getting on the board first in this one against a Charleston team that had the potential to be tired out here tonight?
Yeah, it's a league where the first goal is always important. We know how important it is at home. Thought we actually started well and then gave up. Really poor opportunity. But we've created chances, and I'm pleased that we're 1-0 up, but we'll need to improve in the second half to make sure we get 3 points.
Yeah, now that you are leading, what do you need to see out of your team in the next 45 minutes?
More of the same, and probably a little bit more as well. I think we can raise the tempo slightly, move the ball a little bit quicker, but these games are always tough. Always tough at home when you've got a team with nothing to lose.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Guys.
All right, thank you, Heather. 1-0 the score, the goal by Guenzati to put the Rowdies in the lead. Halftime festivities coming your way from Al Lang in just a moment.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the U.S. as chosen by travelers on TripAdvisor. It's not just white sand and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics at visitstpclearwater.com. Love the beach.
The Tampa Bay Times. I'd like to invite you to listen to my new daily podcast, Sports Day Tampa Bay. We'll talk Rays, Lightning, Bucks, and Bulls. I'll have special guests join me regularly for their takes and answer questions from listeners. Join the conversation on Twitter @SportsDayTB and use the hashtag SportsDayTampaBay. Whether you're in the kitchen, on the road, or at the gym, it's Tampa Bay Sports Talk on your schedule. Download it now on iTunes or go to tampabay.com/sports.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
It's halftime here at Al Lang Stadium, and the Rowdies lead the Charleston Battery 1-0 after 45 minutes. Well, of course, the Rowdies are athletes, but they're also sports fans. So we asked them to tell us what sports teams they support besides the Rowdies. Take a look at the Rowdies' favorite teams.
Favorite sports team besides the Rowdies would have to be Arsenal FC.
Definitely the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
I'm a big Knicks fan, even though we've been terrible for the past, decade or something like that.
Oh, the Philadelphia 76ers. Really big Sixers fan.
Soccer teams like Man United, but then Sixers, 76ers.
Philadelphia Eagles, bar none. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. I was screaming and shouting when we won the Super Bowl last year, so Eagles fan.
Peñarol from Uruguay. I would say Barcelona. I like Barcelona.
Barcelona has to be, yeah. That's always been Barcelona.
Roma. Probably PSG.
Man United.
Manchester United. Yeah, I supported them since I was young.
Manchester United. I went when I was 15 years old, and that was when Ronaldo was there. And I saw him score a free kick and Rooney score a goal, and that was it for me. I've been a Man U fan since.
All right, great stuff from the Rowdies as they lead 1-0 here at halftime. And we are thrilled and honored to be joined here in the booth by the Rays' Tyler Glasnow. And in that theme, Tyler, we're going to ask you what your favorite team is in any league. What do you think?
I'd have to go with, I never really watched, obviously I watched a lot of baseball growing up. Wasn't super into football. I'd have to say probably the Lakers, just because I love Kobe Bryant so much, and I'm from Los Angeles, and that was kind of, I'm gonna go with that.
Huge day for them. They acquire Anthony Davis today too, just about an hour ago. I don't know if you
fan
knew
I
that.
am. I didn't even know that. Really? Good for them. Way to go.
Absolutely. Well, Tyler, I know that you are still also rehabbing that forearm. How's it going right now? You're starting to slowly get back into the act.
Yeah, I feel really good. I threw off a mound today. I still have another month before I can come back, but everything is healed really nicely, and I spent this time to get in really good shape. So when I do come back, I'll be better than ever. So I'm ready to go.
How much soccer do you get a chance to watch? You're wearing a Rowdies jersey right now. You look great in it.
Oh, wow.
But
Thank
obviously
you.
baseball is your livelihood. But getting a chance to come over here and take part and sort of soak this in, what's it like?
It's amazing. I love the atmosphere out here. You got that section over there just going absolutely crazy. It's really, really cool. We need to, we can adopt those guys, bring them over to the Trop. But I love it out here. It's beautiful. I mean, the sun was setting, and it's a great part of town. So you guys are obviously really good. I think you're 8-1 right now, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
So playing really good today. So I've been having a lot of fun. A lot of the other baseball guys are here too. So it's been cool.
So, Tyler, the USC are going to play next week, Tuesday, for their first game of the Gold Cup. Any chances you turn on the TV and take a look?
Yeah, I mean, all right, I'll say that if I turn the TV on and, like, within a couple clicks, it's there, I'll watch it for a little bit. I didn't really grow up watching soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, too much, but I can appreciate the athleticism the sport entails, and I think it seems like they have to work extremely hard, and they run around for 90 minutes, so I can appreciate that, and like I said, I mean, the fun I'm having here today, I might be more of a soccer fan. So
all together, Rays again playing tremendous baseball, right in the thick of things. I know still early, we're not even at the All-Star break right now. What do you think is the mentality of the team up to this point?
A lot of confidence. Our team knows how good they are. We have a young team, and I think that's kind of also what fuels us in a way. I think it's a lot of people doubted us, especially last year in the beginning of the season, but we've come out and played really good baseball. Defense, pitching, hitting, we're clicking. So it's just excitement, and we're just, I don't know, we just can't wait. It's awesome.
And once you get back out there, just keep doing the great things that you've done up to this point, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's the plan. That's how I drew it up on paper. So hopefully it goes to plan.
All right, Tyler Glasnow. Listen, thank you so much for coming up,
guys. Thanks for having me.
Paying us a
Appreciate
visit.
You.
We wish you the best of luck moving forward for the Tampa Bay Rays. Tyler Glasnow, again, thank you. And we want to take you now around the league, and we're going to steal some time with the USL's Kelsey Steele.
Coming to you from USL headquarters, this is Steal Some Time. Here's the USL's Kelsey Steele.
Let's hop into the West. Out of Week 14, the West was interesting this week. I want to start over in San Antonio and talk about this academy impact that's going on right now. For Gallegos, if you have not watched that goal, you need to go back into the highlights and watch that, because this is a 17-year-old kid who created that entire play. He made that run. He demanded to get the ball back. Barmy hit him up, and he, made that one touch around the defender, finished it off, and it was gorgeous. A 17-year-old looking like a 25-year-old.
And put the team on his back.
Put the team on his back. How about Phoenix's commitment to Dollar Beer Night?
Undefeated.
If you thought that we were going to go through the show today without mentioning Dollar Beer Night, you are severely mistaken.
Absolutely, and for good reason. I mean, holy cow, not only is Dollar Beer Night absolutely a thing, but the goals on goals, and Adam John, I will stand by this opinion. I will die on this hill. That should have been SportsCenter #1 out of the weekend. 60-yard ball over the top. Not even a touch. He just lofts it over the goalkeeper. I saw that and watched SportsCenter, and I was like, where is it? Okay, it's not number 3, it's not number 2, it's not number 1. I was about to just start tweet storming at SportsCenter on Twitter and just let them know, y'all got that wrong, man.
But elsewhere in USL Championship play, we had a few streaks end this weekend. Talking about over New Mexico and, unfortunately, Tampa Bay Rowdies. Their notable streak comes to an end.
I think if I'm the Rowdies, I have to see this at least as somewhat of a win. So follow me a little bit here.
Okay.
Brown to find Lacroix. Now it's Musa. Oh, what a hit! Ryan Brown. Oh, that is electric from Phoenix on the break.
Tampa Bay. Steinberger's little flick is into the goal.
Together, we fight.
We rise.
We win.
Together, we are the Rowdies.
This is my kind of happy hour.
My kind of joyride. My kind of nightlife.
Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, that's my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
Together, we fight. We rise. We win.
Together, we are the Rowdies.
Just a beautiful scene just outside Outlink Stadium. Tampa Bay Rowdies 1-0 over the Charleston Battery as we slowly get ready for half number 2. And what a beautiful goal it was by Guenzati.
Well, triangles are my favorite shapes. Guenzati, Caleb Richards, and Malik Johnson forming that triangle. Guenzati being lively, and then a finish to give the home team a 1-0 lead going into the half.
Look at the halftime numbers. Rowdies dominating in shots, but Ryan, look at that possession edge.
78.3% to that 21.7%, but the great teams make the most of the possession, and Rowdies getting on top and have to continue to do so with that type of possession.
Special thank you here at halftime to Tyler Glasnow, as we want to thank also Visit Tampa Bay. Halftime stats brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. And Tyler Glasnow of the Rays, thank you so much for stopping by. We also want to give a shout out to David Goldie and the crew watching from Scotland right now, enjoying Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer from overseas. Thank you so much for watching our broadcast, and just great having you guys along for the ride. John McCarthy in goal for Tampa Bay, has had some pretty nice saves, had a brilliant one in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, making up for that mistake from last week. John McCarthy seems to be finding his rhythm again and kept this Rowdies team in it like he usually does, with 2 fantastic saves in that first half. Just going back to that Glasgow crew, it's roughly 12:30 to 1:30 in the morning, so hope you guys are enjoying a pint as you watch the Rowdies play in the Sunshine State.
Underway here, half number 2. And you know, it's funny when we ask Coach Collins, Coach, have you watched any Women's World Cup? He immediately says, oh, Scotland, I'm not going to miss it.
Yep, that's right. Had a heartbreaking loss to the English this week, 2-1.
Guenzati going to work again for Tampa Bay. You see Kelly getting in there and breaking up that run. Outlink Stadium in St. Pete, just a gorgeous setting for USL Championship Soccer. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly, and our phenomenal crew bringing Rowdy Soccer to you on ESPN+.
Vincenzo Candela is an impressive player, and so too is Angelo Kelly. He is back on the ball, Kelly. Such a versatile player for this Charleston Battery team.
Kyle Nelson, the Wofford product. I'll tell you what Charleston also does really well. They keep their local talent around. Guys that played in South Carolina, and Wofford, and College of Charleston. Players really want to play for the Charleston side as soon as they become professional, and the Battery do a great job of keeping that talent at home.
Yeah, and I think the Rowdies are trying to take a page out of that book as well. They're trying to keep their local talent around and try to invest in the young players in and around the schools in Florida. So I think the Rowdies as well are on the right track and using this template that the Battery have and keeping that young talent.
It's a great point, because the state of Florida is not really a men's soccer hotbed. You've got great junior college soccer, schools like Eastern Florida, Daytona State playing much better football as of late, but the big schools, Miami, Florida, Florida State, fielding men's soccer clubs. Here's College of Charleston taking a shot again. As Daly, rather, for Charleston, getting in there and shooting, and it was knocked down by McCarthy.
Well, Malik Johnson, John McCarthy just saved his blushes with an errant back pass. And what an absolute blinding save by McCarthy, low down to his left. What seemed to be a certain goal. He keeps the Rowdies in it with an absolute blinder.
Another great save by McCarthy. Here's it one more time.
Daly cutting inside and just a rocket down to the left. What a difficult save that is to pull off. And still gets a strong hand to it to keep the ball in front of him. Just a magnificent save by McCarthy. Headgear and all.
That's 2 sure goals that he has taken away from the Battery here tonight. So Nico Rittmeyer will make an appearance here for the Battery. 3rd year Charleston player, and one of those guys out of the college, rather actually played, I had a chance to watch him play in the PDL, Tormenta FC, South Georgia style. Nico Rittmeyer, well-schooled, really a fun player to watch.
Well, we talk about the fatigue before the match, after the Battery's grueling schedule in this last 7 days. Seems to have taken its toll on Cal Nelson, as he played all 120 minutes 2 nights ago, as Nico Rittmeyer comes in.
Well, get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search Rowdies, then click the follow button. Keep up with the latest news and scores. Get reminders on the Rowdies' next match by going to ESPN.com now. Click follow for your club. Johnson decides to go. He'll hit Poku. Left side now. Rowdies working effectively. Ball driven. The assault creeping up Steinberger in the neighborhood. And it'll be a Rowdies corner.
Well, David Najim, who is a dead right-footed player, just put that ball onto his left stick and delivered a peach of a cross, giving the Rowdies some valuable width on that left-hand side. Something they missed so badly with Leo Fernandez being out, the natural left footer. And Najim just goes to the left foot and have a brilliant delivery.
Steinberger. This one's got some curl, Diakite. You see the wrestling match, Basua and Diakite really fighting for position.
Well, you bring back your big center forward to defend the corners, and the South African did a great job on his fellow African, the Senegalese Diakite, just bodying him up, and an excellent defensive sequence by the big center forward.
Over the top, Lansati collected by Steinberger momentarily, and now Aduro with lots of room to work with. Hits Najim. Najim slides one through. Rowdies in the box now. A little bit of a hole, they'll let it go.
Excellent overlap by Caleb Richards, and good job by Najim finding him. Love the Rowdies style here tonight. Aggressive,
soccer they are playing from the jump.
They are so committed in the last couple of weeks on the offensive end, committing players forward, players comfortable on the ball moving crisply and quickly in the last third of the field. And it's on display again tonight. So the Rowdies are committing to that high press with Brandon Allen contesting.
Play now by Richards. Richards will send this one out of bounds, and we'll check in with Heather.
Ryan, you mentioned those quick, crisp passes and the style that the Rowdies are playing right now. That's exactly what head coach Neil Collins wants. He's over here on the sideline yelling to his team, move the ball with a purpose. They're definitely not sitting back just trying to squeak out this 1-0 win. They're really trying to be aggressive, pick up the pace, and really put the pressure onto Charleston.
Just going back to the culture that Neil Collins is trying to set here. This is the #1 team in the East, and he wants them to play like that. After one loss for this season, he wants to put on an exhibition here and show everyone that they mean business. And his team, he expects his team to deliver on a night like tonight.
Also, keep in mind, you got a lot of fans in the stands that probably don't usually come to Rowdies games. Tampa Bay Rays fans who came over for the first, after the first part of what is a great daily double tonight. Several extras in the seats tonight. You want to keep those fans coming back. Give them something to remember. Rowdies still leading by a goal. Here's A.J. Patterson now. Patterson sending one in. This ball headed out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for McCarthy. Once again, the Rays coming up a little short today, 5-3, but still a great season so far for Tampa Bay, in the mix, as they usually are, battling the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox.
You talk about a model franchise. Year in, year out, the Tampa Bay Rays bat way above their weight and contend with the Red Sox and the Yankees in amazing fashion. Oh. Saber Guenzati was just pummeled, and he's giving referee Radchuk an earful right now.
Guenzati taking the very diplomatic approach, and you saw official Michael Radchuk not having any of it.
Absolutely no sarcasm in that one at all, Drew. None at all.
This is Patterson. Feet of Johnson. Got a couple players in the 18 that we have not seen in a long time for the Rowdies. One is Jan Ekra, and we're waiting for his return. Is that going to be today? Will we see number 7, the midfielder, who have not seen in over 10 matches? There's also Leon Taylor, not seen in quite a while, and Sean Berry, the other. Interesting to see where Coach Collins goes eventually when the Rowdies start making substitutions, as Aduro will spread it to Naja.
You know, we talk about injuries and players being absent. This Charleston Battery team is playing out with their #1 offensive threat.
Guenzati trying to drive one in. Crowd loved that one.
Zico Lewis, who plays for Bermuda, is on international duty at the Gold Cup. 4 goals and 2 assists already this season. Such a threat for this Battery team. As well as Leland Archer on duty for Trinidad and Tobago. So the Battery team trying to find their way with this tight schedule and players on international duty as well.
Poku circling around. Kwadwo Poku. Oh, wow, great stuff. Just circled around so effortless and attacked the 18 like it was nobody's business.
What a plus to have that sort of dribbling ability in the middle of the park and so deep as well. Kwadwo Poku can take guys off the dribble and make defenders commit to him, which of course helps everyone else as they become available and free. So as we saw a bit of that dribbling ability by Poku.
Richards once again. Plays it high. Najim active all day long. Gwenzati, top of the box, trying to spin around. He'll take a shot. Kuzminski on top of it.
Well, David Najim showed he can cross with his left foot, so the defender has to think about it. Comes back on his right, slips it into Gwenzati. There it is. And Seba Gwenzati with a lovely flick. And just slips at the end. Couldn't hook that one into the last post. But El Capitan has answered the bell tonight.
He has become the Rowdies' go-to guy. Also, maybe worth mentioning, it's the first game in quite a while as Candela's going to go down for Charleston. And I think we're going to see our first yellow for Tampa Bay. Diakite pleading his case, but I don't think it's going to be very effective here. So yellow issued to Gwenzati in the 58th minute. That is a Ford's Garage yellow card here in minute 58.
With that lovely feisty character and attitude that Gwenzati has, not only on the last third, but also in his own half. He's willing to put a tackle in like a typical Uruguayan. He gets stuck in and earned himself a yellow card.
So Ford's Garage yellow card to Gwenzati, and Charleston will put it in motion here with a free kick. Sent on, easy pickings for McCarthy. You know, this is also the first game in quite a while, Ryan, as I was starting to make the point. Juan Tejada not in the starting 11, as he looked like he had found that spot and cemented it for a while. Today, Coach Collins decides to bring him in off the bench.
Yeah, Juan Tejada got the news that he got called up to the Panama U23 national team. So Coach Collins always talked about managing his minutes, being a young kid. Just doesn't want to put too much expectations on him. So taking him out of that lineup, putting him back on the bench and use him as a spark plug.
Good idea by Basu at that time, looking to control it against the smaller Murad.
But there's that long ball we talked at the beginning of the game about Basua's ability to take that ball down, be a target man for this team. Trying to hold the ball up for this battery team.
Steinberger tries to get it to Najim. Rowdies will have to throw in on the far side. Actually, they'll give this to Charleston. So Rittmeyer, the player who checked in, will do the honors.
High press by the Rowdies, just smothering this attack. But it could be a bit of a gamble if possession is given away.
Great work by Tampa Bay. Steinberger trying to leave it for Poku. Gets it right back. Did not give up on it, and it pays off. Malik Johnson now isolated on that right wing.
Well, Malik Johnson had his man one-on-one on this right-hand side. Had every chance to take him on. He chose to go back.
Aduro. So good from distance. Poku trying to work it in. Now, in that situation, I'd love to see a shot from either of the two because they both are so lethal outside the box in distance.
Well, it's the Ghanaian connection in the middle of this Rowdies team as Poku and Aduro trying to link up. Like you said, may have looked for a shot at the top of the 18-yard box there. As Diakite is trying to find some room.
Steinberger, some air under it. Kuzminski brings it down.
That ball went out of play. Steinberger's cross went over the byline. So it's a goal kick.
Brandon Allen opportunity for him. Tries to get it by. Kuzminski went to the ground, still trying to control it. Looked like Guenzati had a real opportunity.
Well, great look there by Poku. Just couldn't reel it in.
How about Brandon Allen that time? That was Allen.
Brandon Allen, yeah, sorry.
Around.
Brandon Allen and Guenzati just a hairline offside, but offside nonetheless.
Well, fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy, allowing clubs at all levels across the USL to develop local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more info, go to uslsoccer.com/academy. USL Academy. The future of soccer. This great game. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly. Rowdies working here in the 63rd minute. Guenzati, and the flag will go up.
Well, Guenzati just showing that lively body again in the last third, making himself available again. But good job by this battery team pulling up, catching him offside.
Wantada getting loose for the Rowdies, and Brandon Allen will exit here in the 63rd.
Brandon Allen putting in another shift here for this Rowdies team. And in comes his spark plug himself, Wantada.
He's a fan favorite. You hear the response every time 17 gets a chance.
Completely different soccer character, Wantada to Brandon Allen. The big target man who stays in the box is Allen, and then you have the nimble Tejada, who's always showing up at the right spot.
Steinberger now ahead to Guenzati. Back to Johnson. Rowdies will reset things. Guenzati working in, working out. Steinberger again. Nicely done by Johnson.
Well, good stuff by Steinberger and Guenzati, eventually finding Johnson with a good cross. But Thomas Muller, the captain, sturdy at the back.
Everybody touching, Rowdies finding feet.
Actually, it was Rittmeyer with that header.
Steinberger, trip down, easy call.
Beautiful work by Steinberger, looking inside. And with a lovely feint, just goes to his left. And getting a free kick here in a dangerous spot. But it looks like Kwadwo Poku is very interested in taking this one. It's that awkward angle, Drew, where it's just in between a ball to deliver into the box and also to have a crack at goal. I'm sure Poku and Steinberger are having the discussion right now. Maybe pull off a move from the training ground, a bit of trickery.
Poku, short to Steinberger. Oh, that is not the result they were looking for. Charleston now an opportunity to counter. Ball across the pitch, taken in by Daly. And now a foot race as he tries to get by Johnson.
Malik Johnson has some wheels.
Waited for a little help there, and McCarthy watches that one go by. And that's a play for the Rowdies where you just can't get too cute because this team will make you pay.
Correct. You try to get something from the training ground, but it has to come off perfectly or it can turn into a counter-attack like we just saw. And Malik Johnson just spent every bit of energy he had tracking back there. Here it is. Plays it just a little too far. Left Steinberger for dead. Here comes the counter-attack. Daly, and there's Malik Johnson staying with it, contending. Just trying to body his man off. And in the end, Candela snuffs the shot.
Have a play like that. How crazy will that drive, Coach Collins? in the film room.
Yeah, you're in a dangerous spot to deliver the ball into the box or have a direct crack at the goal with either Poku or Steinberger, and then you just give it away and it turns into a counterattack.
So the player down is Pigot here. In the 67th minute. Slight delay in the action as he'll be helped up by the Charleston training staff. Very humid afternoon turned evening here at Al Lang Stadium. Just shy of 8 o'clock here in the eastern part of the country. Tell you one thing, I always talk about the beauty of Tampa Bay and how great this area is. Charleston's a pretty nice looking city as well. I love going to Charleston, South Carolina.
Has that beautiful southern atmosphere and touch to it. Sits on the coast.
Great history as well. Dante Marini now will come in.
Well, Dante Marini is a nimble, quick player. Again, he's going to play off of the striker Bosua. But again, just going to try to find that pocket in front of the Rowdies' back three and create some havoc. Marini is a quick and dangerous character for the Rowdies to deal with.
Malik Johnson. Target was Tejada there. And a throw in for the Rowdies coming up. Lone goal of this match scored by Sebastian Guenzati in the 39th minute. Rowdies trying to add to that lead.
Oh, lovely touch. Here comes that high press again, and Juan Tejada closing in. Oh,
sent straight down now. Battery again with a chance, trying to make Rowdies pay. As the Rowdies thin right now defensively. Charleston trying to get a shot off on goal.
Well, a ball over the top, and Tariq Murad just misread it. And once that ball drops, it will be havoc, and the center forwards got on it.
How about this counter for Tampa Bay? Tejada straight ahead. Johnson chasing it down to the corner, able to keep it in bounds.
Well, Malik Johnson with that heavy touch again, getting himself into trouble, but using that speed to play himself out of trouble.
Duro sharing with Richards. Can just sense the build-up here.
With Brandon Allen out of the lineup now, looks like the Rowdies are a little more hesitant than crossing that ball. Want to keep it on the ground with the diminutive Juan Tejada in there.
Duro and Najum see the Battery chasing, trying to win that possession back. Poku will do his part. Here's Morad with some space to work with.
So all 21 players in this Battery half right now.
Tejada, a little flick attempt that time, gets it right back. Hustle paying off. Shot taken just over the crossbar.
Well, as soon as the Battery tried to play it out of the back, it was the fox in the box himself, Juan Tejada, stealing that one, lays it off for David Najim, who raises his head too soon, and the ball skies over the bar. But what a chance that was for the Rowdies. Being patient, just couldn't finish it off.
That was the best attempt for the Rowdies in this second half. Crowd is on their feet here at Al Lang Stadium. We're in the 72nd minute. Rowdies with a 1-0 lead over the Charleston Battery. Juan Tejada winning it again. Inside the box now. Calmly backs it out. Poku. Rather a Duro that time. Now the Rowdies will try and cross one. And taken away once again by Charleston.
Here comes that press again. Tariq Murad right on top of it as the Rowdies continue to squeeze. And now I can assure you there'll be no training ground scheme here on this free kick. As I think Zach Steinberger is going to get a hold of this one. It's about 28, 30 yards out. It's going to take a heck of a rocket to beat Kuzminski from here.
Crowd is electric right now here at Al Lang.
Rouse mob is in full effect.
Zach Steinberger on top of it. He'll send it through. It's deflected. Oh, Kuzminski had to go to the ground to deny that one.
Well, the wall did its job, and Zach Steinberger had a crack. But he got a piece of the wall, and it was enough for Kuzminski to wrap it up. But as much as possession as the Rowdies has had, the score is still 1-0. And this game could go anywhere at any time.
Van Shake, 2 goals on the season. Patterson will touch it as well for Charleston. Charleston just looking for that perfect moment, trying to get on the scoreboard here on the road. Had about 3 great chances here tonight. McCarthy, though, has just been outstanding once again in goal for the Rowdies. Now it's Malik Johnson. Higashi with it. This is Rittmeyer. Rittmeyer's a tough customer. Couldn't get by that time, though, and Richards comes out of there for Tampa Bay. Caleb Richards, just brilliant. Steinberger to Tejada. Rowdies threatening once more, and the flag will go up. You can tell Rowdies knew they were the guilty party that time. They slowed up just a little bit.
Well, as soon as Rittmeyer came forward and the play was, and they were dispossessed, the Rowdies attacked that open space.
And now we're going to see Jordan Doherty, who did not make an appearance last week for the Rowdies. David Najim, another just solid appearance for David. And there is the youngster Doherty, who has been just outstanding. 18 years old, having a miraculous first campaign for the home side.
On loan from the Canaries, Norwich City themselves. But now Doherty, that left footer, is going to provide that natural width for this Rowdies team on that left-hand side. Najim, being a right footer, always looked inside for the short pass. Now you're going to have that natural cross by Doherty on that left-hand side.
Here comes Marini. Marini on the ground. McCarthy again. Just unflappable. In goal, Johnson will clear it for Tampa Bay.
But it was one of those awkward shots. Marini cutting inside, and it bounced just in front of McCarthy, who just sort of shoveled it away into safety.
Still plenty of soccer left to go here. 77th minute, likely considerable extra time. We only had 1 minute of extra time in the first half. Much more to come here in half number 2 for sure. Poku Again, trying to get it to Steinberger. Couldn't do it. Tell you what, I love, as much as I love him, always on the pitch, when Tejada comes off the bench, he is such a threat.
So much movement, and his cuts are so sharp. It's very hard for defensive players to stay with him. It's so quick from left to right. So it looks like Caleb Richards has picked up that spot at the left wing back, and Jordan Doherty has come inside to help out in front of that back three.
This is Marini. Maduro challenging. Marini tries to get one through, but nothing doing.
Actually, Doherty's has picked up that right centre-back spot where Tariq Morad was. And Morad has now gone to left centre-back to allow Caleb Richards, the other Canary, to go to that left wing-back.
Keep in mind, Rowdies have only beaten Charleston one time in their history. Just once, in 6 tries.
Well, the Rowdies desperate to start back another streak after getting their 14-game unbeaten streak beaten last week rather, against North Carolina.
Higashi. Seeing much better movement here from Charleston than we saw in the first half. Much better possession, a lot more confident with the ball. Try and send this one wide. Service is on. Look out, trying to turn on it. Ball, Doherty headed it out. Dangerous play there as McCarthy was shifting over. Luckily, that could have easily been an own goal.
Well, it was that guy Marini again, so active in the last third with a clever little cross. And Jordan Doherty, the substitute, taking an excellent defensive action for the Rowdies. And Malik Johnson is down, just trying to catch his breath.
So corner kick here for Charleston in the 80th minute. Once again, they'll stack the box. Ball is coming. McCarthy, look out, the goal open and cleared just in time.
Well, very aggressive delivery by the battery. McCarthy comes out, trying to take it away. It goes through his hands, and it could have gone anywhere. But the Rowdies survive.
Jan Ekra now checking in for Tampa Bay, and Poku just moments after he saves the day with a clutch clearance will head out for the Rowdies.
Another great performance by the Ghanaian.
Jan Ekra has not seen the pitch for the Rowdies since April 13th, and here's that play. Look, goal's wide open there, and look at Poku, just in time, coming over to just get it out of there.
Well, what a way to exit the stage.
So Jan Ekra, it's been over 2 months since he has been on the pitch for a game. Great to see number 7 back for the Rowdies.
Well, he's played such an important part for this Rowdies team in the opening 6, 7, 8 games. But they are thrilled to have him back on the pitch, playing in that centre midfield role in number 7 from Ivory Coast. Interesting tidbit. Jan Ekra with the France U15 played with Karim Benzema of Real Madrid. Just to show you this type of talent he has rubbed shoulders with in his youth career.
Caleb Richards. And now Angelo Kelly. Regaining possession, ball will be sent out. Let's check in quickly with Heather.
Well, it's a much younger Rowdies squad than previous years, so there aren't quite as many fathers as previous years, but Father's Day is tomorrow, so we want to wish a very happy Father's Day to Jan Ekra, Leo Fernandez, Sebastian Guenzati, and Kwadwo Poku, the 4 fathers here on the Rowdies roster. And Ryan, I know your girls are here at the game tonight, so an early happy Father's Day to you as well.
Thank you very much, Heather. I really appreciate that. All the fathers out there, all the best to you all tomorrow. Sit back and enjoy the day.
Had a chance to meet your youngest daughter, and is it true, or is it just a rumor that you actually are a coach somewhere for a girls team?
Yeah, in Orlando for Florida Rush. I coach the U8 girls team, and it's an absolute thrill.
Do you know what you're doing, Ryan?
I see, you see that round thing? Run after it.
Works pretty well, doesn't it?
It does.
Such a great game, though, for kids to get involved in. Great first game as well. If your child has never been exposed to any sport, the game of soccer is just beautiful.
And it's catching on so quickly in the U.S. And the reason is when the ball comes to your feet, everyone's the quarterback.
Yep. Now it's a Duro. Rowdy's still with that attacking mentality here. Jordan Doherty. Saw Steinberger held momentarily. Diakite. Get it over now to Richards. Caleb Richards, the leader in minutes played for the Rowdies. Jan Ekra. Still got all the right stuff. Not many signs of rust there. He's really taking his time getting back into form. Johnson now right side once again. And we're going to have a corner for Tampa Bay. And we invite you to tune into ESPN3 June 18th. That's this Tuesday. It's soccer as Reno takes on Phoenix Rising. Showdown between 2 of the best in the West. The best match on Wednesday night soccer, but this time on a Tuesday, June 18th, 10:30. ESPN3.
Well, just going back to that play before the corner, Malik Johnson taking his man on, exactly what Coach Collins wants from his winger, and earning his team a corner.
Steinberger sends this one on.
Oh, good try by Doherty. Excellent read by Marini, number 19.
Look at the speed now. Battery racing back, but the Rowdies right there with him. Trying to catch the Rowdies sleeping. I don't think it's going to happen here. Johnson. And both players bodying up. Candela tied up with him.
It was an excellent run by Rittmeyer on that right-hand side, covering the length of the pitch. A long cross, and who it was but Malik Johnson, who won the corner on one end and defends the cross on the other. That's the life of a wing-back, folks. As Candela tried to hold him up just to stop the play and get himself and his team behind the ball. Chance for John McCarthy to show off some of his distribution.
Tampa Bay chance throughout Al Lang Stadium. Closing in on what would be win number 9 in this 2019 campaign. Ekra able to win it. Fresh legs certainly. And a foul going to go Charleston's way.
Well, Jan Ekra is a little bit rusty, hasn't played in a while, so that touch is a little heavy in the center circle. But the man from Ivory Coast made sure and break up the play with a foul.
That's Candela. Battery staying true to form. Tagashi going down, and this for Duro, this could be his 5th yellow, and that is going to be number 5 on Duro. So the next match for the Rowdies, Damaduro not going to be a part of here. That is a big loss For Tampa Bay, a Ford's Garage yellow card to Dom Maduro in the 87th minute.
Well, the little engine who covers that back three week in and week out is going to be missed next week, as he took a piece out of Higashi and earned his 5th yellow card, so his suspension. With the physicality in this game, referee Radchuk has had to have many discussions with these players, as the big South African Boswa and the Senegalese Papi Diakite locking horns again.
Keep in mind, Aduro does have a red card also this year. So does Diakite. And good to see that as Sven Tessen has got 3 goals himself. Set in motion here, headed on towards the goal and scored! The Battery have pulled level here in the 88th minute. Unbelievable. Sven Tessen, the one who gets a piece.
Like we said before, all the possession the Rowdies have had and the shots on goal, it was only a 1-0 lead. And a little clip into the box. Ball headed across and a deflection. Actually looks like Sven Tessen got a piece of it. Here's the header across, Sven Tessen with a toe, and it goes right into the corner. McCarthy, no chance. And just like that, the Battery have tied this thing up.
Fourth goal of the year for Ian Sven Tessen. And the crowd stunned here at Al Lang.
Well, a 1-goal lead is something you could never sit back on, and the Rowdies didn't.
Here's Richards. Rowdies trying to get one back. Sent in. Steinberger had a near tap in there. There was some traffic inside the 6, though.
Well, what a lovely ball in by Caleb Richards. Here it is, lifting his head up, seeing Steinberger going to the first post. Here's Steinberger crashing, and looks like it got a deflection off the foot of Kuzminski. But the referee calls a goal kick, much to the Ralph's mob's dislike.
So Charleston, just 48 hours ago, coming up short in an Open Cup match at Atlanta. Now, a very good chance to walk away here with at least a point. Ekra trying to make some magic for the Rowdies, and that an easy call. Kelly whistled for the foul. It'll be Rowdies' possession.
Well, before last week against Louisville, they were winless in 5 games. Look like a yellow card.
So Ford's Garage yellow card once again here. Should have considerable extra time. And right now it looks like official trying to just take control of this match, because temper's certainly flaring on both sides.
So before last weekend, the Battery were winless in 5 games and came up with a victory against Birmingham. And now in their 2nd consecutive USL game, their consecutive game against, after the Birmingham game last weekend, looks like they may eke out a draw here in Al Lang.
So Rittmeyer assessed the Ford's Garage yellow. Rowdies will play on here. 4 minutes extra time. And this is certainly going to be a wild ride, so hang on to your seat.
Everybody's back, even the big number 9.
Well, he is a big, massive target, Sven Tessen, the guy who got in on that goal. 6'6". Largest guy on the pitch. And that's goal number 4 for him. Charleston back in business. Level at 1 here as we're in the stretch run.
Well, it's that time of the game where the Rowdies know where they are. They're at home against a tired Battery team who are on the ropes, Looks like there's going to be another stoppage here.
Crowd not going to like this one. Does not look like anybody was around the player who went down. And it looks like possibly a cramp here. Angelo Kelly, the player being tended to.
Well, Kelly came on last week in the 2 nights ago in the 10th minute, where there was an injury to Mason, the midfielder for the Battery. So he played in the Thursday night game. Just 10 minutes in, he came on. So playing another 90-minute match here.
It's just a good old-fashioned cramp, looks like, for Kelly. Never like to diagnose from up here, but we've seen that many times before when you're getting rubbed like that.
That is a good old-fashioned cramp.
Yes. Renzati hoping for one, maybe two more opportunities.
The Rowdies are going to have to press more than ever in the last couple of minutes here. And the Battery are going to try to find a way to keep the ball on the sides. So in case the press does break up the play, they'll be sitting defensively in a compact position.
Angelo Kelly, feisty tonight against the Rowdies. Had a nice evening. Tremendous defending and distributing for the Battery. Doherty over the top to Tejada. And Tejada trying to get to it.
Well, good idea by Doherty just to play it long. But the wily veteran Mueller, the captain for this Battery team, just shepherding it out.
Kuzminski will take all the time in the world here. So Rowdies were in command for most of this contest. But Svan Tessen able to get a goal off a set piece. That's where we are right now, 1-1. Look at that big target trying to post up against Malik Johnson.
I don't think Malik Johnson can even see the ball.
We have a whistle here, and interesting to see how much extra time we're going to get. Remember, the injury to Kelly is going to allow us to play on a little bit here. See if the Rowdies can get some feet on it. Tejada. We'll have to throw it in. Rowdies got to work quick.
Oh. An errant throw by Malik Johnson. And Doherty was left for dead.
Look how slow Charleston now walking over. Patterson tosses it in.
Anywhere for the Battery right now, just trying to kick it long, kick it hard, as the Rowdies try to regain possession and formulate another attack.
Is there time for one more build-up? This is Morad trying to get it going for Tampa Bay. In extra time here at Al Lang Stadium, level at 1.
I think the Rowdies should keep it on the ground and try to come through the middle.
Ekra. Johnson, service in! Gwensati was right there. If he had gotten ahead on it, that would have been your ball game. Oh, Sebastian watched it sail over. Here's one more look.
Well, Malik Johnson just whips this one in, and Sebastian Gwensati with a point-blank header in the 6-yard box somehow misses it. And the Rowdies are asking the question, how much longer
Final score, 1 apiece. The Rowdies with a tremendous opportunity at the end. Sebastian Guenzati could not get the brace, and the victory for the Rowdies. Let's send it down to Heather.
Coach, you really kept the pressure on Charleston there in the second half, but they were able to equalize on a set piece. What's your reaction to this 1-1 result?
Yeah, we got what we deserved. We got what we deserved tonight. Purest performance of the season. Not effort, but just not good enough. Not good enough tonight. So you know, we'll go back and look at why we weren't good enough. But very, very disappointing.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, leaving absolutely nothing left on both sides. They leave it all on the pitch. Charleston excited to get out of here, though, with a point. 1-1 your final. We'll wrap it up when we come back.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics right here in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
UFC heavyweight Stipe Miocic fights for more than just a gold belt. A proud son of immigrants, Stipe fought for his dream while working 2 jobs and fighting fires for his community. Stipe still fights fires and still proudly fights for his heritage. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
Upcoming slate for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, 3 of the next 5 on the road, beginning with Bethlehem Steel next week. They'll return home in 2 weeks to host the Ottawa Fury. So the Rowdies leave here with the point. Charleston will leave with a point as well. Rowdies leading for most of the match, but a late goal by Svan Tessin pulls it level, and that's where we end. 1-1 the final. Hope you enjoyed it. For Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly, and our fabulous crew here at Al Link Stadium, I'm Drew Felios. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.